Here we go then with the back nine for Pro Division Weekend Round Eastern Classics Tournament. We've got some good looks at the holes here, a few suggestions to tweak as well, and a couple of drops. Don't forget to hit thumbs up, and if you're not a subscriber, please do help me get to 10k. Hit the bell button, get notified when we upload new content. Okay, nasty wind angle on hole 10. I don't have the extra mile 8 on this account, so I can't go over the island. So I'm going to show you the layup instead. Setting up here with the white ring touching the rough with the rock. Going with 4 bars top spin, 2 bars side spin to the left. I would not recommend trying to blast with a berserker and anything lower than extra mile 8. You will not get there. You may get there with the bubble ball, but I've not tested it. Anyway, max plus 10 here, half a ball curl to the left. And I'm just going to lay up and have a go with the thorn, to be honest. It's okay. Of course, it's not as easy as going over the island. But if you do have low-level drivers, such as this account, then this is going to be the route to go. Second shot, estimate your club distance as best as you can. I'm going with a no spin approach. I am battling with the thorn level 7 and not having a fully developed ball guide. But you just got to estimate distance as best as possible. And I'm going with 20% elevation here. We have just off headwind angle here. Not quite straight, so less margin for error than if we had a direct headwind. But even then, it's still a pretty good chance. Like I say, just play true club distance, 20% over adjustment. Minor great right, though, is not going to be going in. And as you can see, the no spin approach, I did like the speed, and I do feel that perfect would have been very close, if not in, on that one. Hole 11, slight headwind angle yet again. So we're going the usual option, though, with the big topper, and then big dog or cataclysm. Max top spin, 1 bar side spin to the right. Once again, I'm looking at the red ring touching the rough. And you can see we're just aiming 1 ring to the left of that protruding bit of rough over there. Adjustment max plus 0. Max plus 0, and it does take us into a smidge of overpower. So I just cover the bottom, the tip of the teeth at the bottom of the ring there. Obviously, if you do get more headwind angle, you may have to go with half a ring to 1 ring of OP. But the important thing is to hit perfect. If you want to go for a shorter drive, I would still think you'll be okay for the second shot if you don't want to risk the overpower and the big topper. Big dog or cataclysm, go with whichever offers you as near as 7 bars topspin as you can. In which case, go with 7 bars of topspin, 3 bars side spin to the right. Aiming their centre fairway, a medium distance with 10% over adjustment on this one. And then we are going to need some right curl, so I would suggest 3/4 of the ball outside the adjustment ring to the right, just to make sure we are going to take it in very nicely. I did give it a smidge of OP there, just looking back at that. It was unintentional, but even without the OP, look, we're clearing very, very nicely. Don't want to push the curl anymore, though, and I will take a wedge for the eagle on hole 11. Hole number 12, blue ring touching the rough on the left, and I'm playing with a katana. 3.2 bars backspin, 3 bars side spin to the right. So pause the video, just check the ball guide once spins have been added. Adjustment here, max plus 10 is what I'm doing. Maximum distance, 10% elevation. And sadly, we do need to use some curl. So look at the edge of the ball, halfway into the adjustment ring on the right. This shot is going to vary depending how much wind push you get. If you do drop it, then it is a bonus. And we drop it here right at pin. So I will gladly take that one on hole number 12. Nice wind on hole 13. Tailwind yet again. Crosswind though against the direction of the hole. 4.5 bar top spin. 3 bars side spin to the right. If you do have 6 bars of top spin, for example, APOC level 3 or extra mile 8 plus, then go with 6 bars. It will get you closer to the green for your second shot. Max plus 10 is my adjustment here, and once I am done, I am going to push back up to max distance with the extra mile level 7. Going with this curl here, look, left edge of the ball touching the inner wall of the adjustment ring to the right. That is my reference. Good curl reference videos available on the Academy playlist. If you haven't seen that already, go and check it out on the channel homepage. Second shot here going to be played with the Thorn. Drive will vary, as will a second shot, depending how much of a roll you get, because there is a little part of the fairway that maybe give you an extra 10 yards. But here, once again, you've just got to estimate true club distance, and I'm playing 10% elevation is what I would recommend here. Between 1.5 and 2 bars backspin, once again, it depends where you are landing after your drive, and try and find a nice spot to bounce here on the fairway. So, making my adjustment here. Now, with this one, I actually played 15% elevation, true club distance, with a great left. So just look at the outcome here. We were on line, but short with a great ball. So I do believe Perfect would have missed a square to the right, which is why I would then suggest only go with 10% elevation. Don't do 15 as I did on that attempt. Here we have a bounce up shot with the Grizzly. I'm backing up white ring, touching the rough at +2 with the Grizzly level 7. 4 bars backspin, and I go with 1 bar side spin to the left. There is, of course, a rough bump here. If you fancy it with the Goliath, I decided to go with a bounce up in the end. Adjustment here is max +10. Maximum distance, 10% elevation. We hit Perfect, so we can see what tweak is needed here. Bounces very nicely as we want to, and just misses to the left. So a little bit of a tweak needed on the left spin there, but the speed was very nice indeed. Sadly, it is another berserker. This hole does eat up berserkers, sadly, if you want to get your eagle in the bag. Red ring touching the rough on the right. 4 top spin, 2 left spin, max +20. What I'm doing here, though, is going to push up a little bit on my driver, and I push up 5 yards. That is because I was going short on the front 9. So I'm pushing up 5 yards just to gain a bit of distance. A bit of left curl needed as well, and we want to be up here, top left corner in that second shadow, which we just make. And that's why we need to push up. Be careful if you do have a higher wind, you may just want to take a yard or 2 off your push up. Second shot here, and we can bounce directly there with the Guardian. Max backspin, and we're going with just under 1 bar side spin to the left. Obviously, if your drive is short, you will either need to stretch out and adjust back, or play earlier with less backspin. However, do not adjust off the cliff edge. If you do that, stop adjusting and instead go with some underpower, would be my suggestion, because if you aim here with your adjustment, with your bullseye on the rocks, you will lose a lot of distance and you will most likely end up in the rough or the water. So that's why we need to push this drive really hard. But anyway, we bounce very nicely. Oh, and we just hit the pin there with the second bounce. But even without hitting the pin, we'd have checked up very nicely with the backspin. Still got a very easy putt for the eagle. Alright then, on to this one. It's rough bump time, and I'm going with a Navigator. If you have Sniper 8, you'll need to play with a Titan. Bear that in mind. Set up with the yellow ring touching the rough line there, and go with top spin and right spin, getting the ball guide to the pin, but just a fraction to the right. Very hard to see here, but the ball guide is just to the right of the pin. So it's about 2.5 top spin, just under 1 bar of right spin. Adjustment here is max +10, but I'm using power 3 numbers. Max +10, power 3. Obviously, if you want to cut down the adjustment, you can, of course, use a Kingmaker if you would like. Anyway, we hit Perfect. Bad great left, bad great right is, of course, going to be trouble. Not tested with a minor great ball either way. But anyway, we want Perfect, and we sneak it in on the right side there for a lovely hole-in-one. Hole 17, if you've got 6 bars of topspin on your driver, you're going to have to go aggressive on this, to tell you the truth. Extra mile 6 or 7, untested, but I doubt you're going to make it through because you only have 4.5 topspin. Stretch out, find the position shown, 6 bars of topspin, 2 bars, side spin to the left. Max +10 is the adjust, pushing back up to max. Then I'm going with full overpower and 1 ball of curl to the left. We do hit a fairly hefty great right here, but the Apocalypse level 4 is more accurate than the Extra Mile level 8. And we are still okay with the great right. I do believe Perfect we would have been a little bit nearer to the green and a little better line, but we'd have still rolled out with a top spin, and there we do have an end bringer wedge for the eagle. No power hook available here, unfortunately, with this wind, in my opinion, so I'm going to show you the rock instead. And we're going with 3 bars of top spin, 2 bars side spin to the left. Set up here with the red ring touching the rough on the left. Then the adjustment I'm going with here is max distance plus 10. Max distance plus 10. Half a ball of curl out to the left is what we are doing. And then this will bounce very, very nicely. Be careful you don't over curl this one. We're deliberately playing fairly close to the rough to get a good line for the second shot. Anywhere around 340 yards is fine. That's going to leave a sniper, and what I would suggest here is find the minimum distance line, so pack the grizzly, then push up 10 rings and apply spin to get the ball to the hole, the ball guide to the hole. It will be probably a couple of bars of backspin. You may need a smidge of left spin as well, but that's what I'm looking at here. Then I'm going to play, if I have pushed up 10 rings, I'm going to play exactly in between min and mid distance, but I want you to play 15 elevation, not 10 as I did in this video. So if you're using slider, 25% on the slider, but go with 15% elevation rather than 10, which is what I did here, and that is under adjusted. Don't forget, if you're new to the slider, check out the Academy playlist on the channel as well. As you can see, we just needed a bit more adjustment, but the speed is very good. Good luck if you're playing. Let me know how you got on in the comments down below, and I'll see you soon. Bye for now.